And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, #1 rated My Team YouTuber and Good Housekeeping Magazine 3 months in a row. And we have an interesting conundrum in the market right now. So, if you guys have not seen my previous video, I covered I'm going to throw up air quotes again, leaks dropped on us by 2K in relation to the content we are getting tomorrow. That content being a new Kawhi, a new Derrick Rose, and a Dikembe Mutombo who shoots threes. Now, that has caused a small market crash. I'm not going to over-exaggerate and say it's a big one, but... Oh, here's another weird thing I wanted to mention real quick. If you guys have been paying attention to the pack market at all for like the last few days, every time you click on it, it's jumping around as far as like how long the packs are left. Like... Earlier today, the primetime pack said they were 4 days, like 18 hours or whatever, 4 days. Now it's 18 days, and the Colossal pack said 21, and now it's 13 days. So I don't know if it's glitched or if that is the right amount of time. I honestly have no idea, and I'm not sure 2K is even aware of this issue. So it'd be cool if they were to fix it, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Now, also, just remember, tomorrow, like, I know we're all going to be excited about the packs and try to get to Dikembe Mutombo and Kawhi and stuff, but just remember you have a sub 2% chance. It's not even a real percentage. Also, if you look over in the right corner there, it says that those aren't even the real odds. Those are the approximate odds. So it's like approximately less than 2%. So what the actual number is, I have no idea, and I don't think anyone outside of the people who programmed this game have an idea. But you would expect the market to fall apart a little bit more based on this news, but we're not really seeing it. So like Damian Lillard is a good example. Like he's not even that much cheaper, and he's regarded as one of the best point guards in the game, and a lot of people do use him. But I also kind of feel like the reason his price hasn't fallen is because we know Derrick Rose is going to be expensive and a high tier card. So mid-tier guys like Damian Lillard probably aren't going to drop that much, because the people that would be using Damian Lillard as their point guard probably can't afford Derrick Rose like myself. Like I could afford Derrick Rose. I have like 270 or whatever, 200 something thousand MT, but I don't want to. As much as a great boost that would be for my team, I really don't want to spend that much on any card at this point, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to still rep Devontae Graham and Damian Lillard as my point guards, but we're going to see how long that's going to be. Now, one thing I want to mention is if like you're in the market to buy Damian Lillard, I just showed it on screen, but like if you can buy a graded high card for a little bit more than the other ones, just do it. It's worth it. You'll make the MT back. Now, like Julius Erving, I expected his price to fall a little bit because he was already not like a hyped card anyway. I haven't really heard anybody talk about this card. He's relatively good, but haven't heard anyone talk about him. And Kawhi is going to be playing similar positions to him, so I expect him to fall a little bit, but I guess not. I don't know. I feel like the market might crash a little bit more tomorrow when the actual packs come out as opposed to the night before, at least for right now. Just because we don't really have an idea of what the rest of the set is going to look like, and we don't have even anything to compare it to. Like, if it's a flash set, which I believe it's a flash set, right? If it's a flash set and it comes out tomorrow and the entire set, top to bottom, is fire, which is possible. Flash sets are usually the sneakiest, best sets in 2K. I know a lot of the bigger promos kind of get the most love, like last year Warped Reality and stuff used to get a lot of the love, but leading up to that point, every single flash set was fire. Like the worst one was probably the flash set with Hakeem Olajuwon. Like that was probably the worst flash set, and that flash set was tight. You know what I mean? Idols was the one that's bad. By the way, we could be getting that too, but I think because we're getting a Dikembe that shoots, it's going to be a like flash set. I don't know if they're doing idols or what. Also, what's up with this? If you click right on Colossal, they show Colossal rewards. So like how many Colossal sets are we getting? Because this is giving me the implication that there is like 15 Colossal sets that we're getting, because like each one of them has a reward. I don't think that's the case, but it would make sense that we're going to get more Colossal cards. See, because this is just Colossal rewards. Only Danny Granger is on screen right now. This is something I didn't notice until just a little bit ago. That is actually crazy. I haven't seen anybody talk about that either. That kind of needs to be talked about. That's wild. One person that took a pretty noticeable hit was Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was over 100K this morning, and now he's down to around 75. Now, pump your brakes. I really don't think he's worth picking up for that price. Like, as good as this card is, especially in post play, he can definitely win you games in the post alone. And all things considered, he's probably going to be close to as good as Dikembe defensively, and he's probably going to be better in the post. I still don't know if it's worth paying that amount. Now, when it comes to Chris Paul, I think he will be outclassed in a couple weeks by another wave of point guards. It's kind of how 2K operates, so I never recommend buying the high tier cards at the beginning of the game. Most people don't have those cards, and realistically, like, it's not really going to benefit you too much. In the short term, it will, but in the long term, it won't. That being said, Derrick Rose is going to be a completely different point guard than Chris Paul, so his price falling is really interesting because Derrick Rose is not going to play like this card at all. Chris Paul has Dimer, Mismatch Expert, and Floor General Hall of Fame. I don't think Derrick Rose is going to have any of those even gold, if I'm being honest. A good card to look at would be this John Wall. Like, this free agent John Wall is probably going to be pretty close to what Derrick Rose is going to be when we see him tomorrow. 4 Hoff badges, all finishing, silver clamps, maybe a couple shooting badges, bronze, but he's still not going to be the best shooter. This makes total sense. Now, stats-wise, John Wall is going to be better than Derrick Rose. Obviously, we'll probably see Derrick Rose with like a 75 or so three-pointer, maybe like an 80-something mid. 95 driving dunk wouldn't be crazy. I think it's going to be closer to like 90, but you know what I mean? 98 speed's a little bit, is that 98? 98 speed's a little bit too high. I'm sure it's going to be closer to 93, 94, but he will probably be the fastest card in the game. He's just not going to bring you out of the box a lot of the point guard badges that Chris Paul will. So it's important to talk about. Now, Bradley Beal is also an interesting card because I don't think we're going to be getting anyone that has his skill set in the packs tomorrow, especially as a pure shooter. I don't foresee us getting anyone that's this good of a pure shooter tomorrow, so I would be shocked to see his price go down. Now, should you invest and try to make MT? No, I don't think his price really goes higher than what it is right now. Maybe a couple thousand if it starts to get scarce out here, but it's too risky to invest 18K right now. That is my point. Jerry Stackhouse is kind of an interesting card as well. I've been playing around with him. He's actually pretty decent. He's given us kind of a preview of what Grant Hill is going to be like in this game with the same jump shot and the same dribble stakes and stuff, and I'm liking what I see so far. He does feel like super slow and sluggish for no reason, though. I don't know what that's all about, especially with the ball in his hands. He just feels so slow, and he has like I think an 80 speed with ball, so it's not like he's slow or anything. It just feels that way. I don't know what that's all about. That being said, though, he's a pretty good shooter. He doesn't really play any defense. Good size, 6'6". If you can get him for under 10K, he's not a terrible card to pick up. I personally run Amethyst Sam Jones over him because I just don't miss with that card, but Stackhouse is decent too. Sam Jones is a monster, by the way. Lauri Markkanen or Lowry, whatever, however you say his name. Look, as a Bulls fan, I don't like Markkanen. I had a lot of hope in him after one season, and now he makes me sad. I weep thinking of his potential, but he's a pretty good card for 3K. Bagley is a beast, especially for the 1500K he's going for. He's probably the best center you can buy for around that price. So as far as the colossal guys, Siakam's okay. He just can't shoot. I'm not a huge fan of this card, but he's good defensively and he attacks the rim. Michael Porter Jr. is whatever. Manu's actually pretty decent, but I think we'll get someone as good as him tomorrow in the Ruby or Amethyst tier. LaMelo is still over 10K, and I don't personally think it's worth spending 10K at LaMelo at this point, especially with new cards coming out tomorrow. We don't know what the lower tier cards are going to be. I mean, for all we know, Derrick Rose isn't even a diamond. For all we know, he is an amethyst. We don't know. Dikembe, I think it's a pretty good shot that he is a diamond. Kawhi, too, I suppose, probably a diamond. He could be an amethyst as well, but I think Derrick Rose is the most likely to be an amethyst. I don't think we've had any diamond wings yet, besides Granger, but he is a lock-in. So, as far as the rest of the cards, though, I honestly have zero clue as to who we could see. It could be anyone. Chances are it's probably going to be someone in the base set, or or not, but we're going to see at least probably 1 or 2 guys in the base set. That would be my guess. Antoine Walker for rubies, sure, like something like that. Dan Thunder Marley, I would be so excited to see Dan Marley in the mix. Like if they're not going to give me Rex Chapman, if they're not giving me Sexy Rexy Dog, like I'm definitely trying to get Dan Thunder Marley out here. I just need a white guy with like a poofy hair that dunks. Like that's it. Also this year when you put Rex Chapman in the game, A, can you make it so it's Rex Chapman with hair, and B, when you wore short shorts and the long like lycra like compression shorts underneath, that's prime Rex Chapman. Other than that though, like I honestly don't know like who it could be. It could be anyone. Terrence Ross is actually a pretty good guess because he typically is in the flash sets. Bargnani, same thing. Like he's usually a random guy in flash sets as well. Like I can hope for a Tracy McGrady, but I know I'm not getting it. And honestly, he'd be too expensive. I don't need to be hemorrhaging MT at this point. He would probably just be like a Sapphire or a Ruby. Chances are it's just going to be Ruby enough if it's Flash, because the last 2 years, the Flash sets have not had Sapphires in them. It's just been Ruby and up. So that would be my guess. I would like a Penny Hardaway or a Barbosa. I honestly don't really care. Like the Flash set, it doesn't matter who they put in them. They're always good. That's all I care about. Like truly. Now, that being said, if you're looking to complete a base set or two, I would recommend doing it tomorrow because everyone's going to be opening packs and just selling these at lower than market value because their whole auctions are filled up with current players, especially the Amethyst. I drew like a few Amethysts in my last pack opening. So, as always, it has been your boy Cheap Ludes. I know there's not a whole lot of market talk to be had, but you know I'm here anyway. I will see you guys tomorrow while I open a bunch of these packs.